Good morning, my friends. How are you? So I thought I would tell you about my morning so far. Actually, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to back it up to this ritual that I have unseemingly gotten myself into. And it is making homemade dog food for my dogs. It started when we had the sick puppy actually it even started before that. It started when we had the sick Coco, our dog that passed away who had cancer. So I started cooking food for Coco. Okay, then we get the new puppy. And so when I started cooking food with Coco, I continued to make food by hand for the dog that was left. So Moose, my daughter's dog. And then we got the new puppy who you have all met and been on the journey of her little sicknesses that she's had when we got her. And so I was making dog food for her because it was nothing. Her intestines were like messed up. She had to have soft and yada, yada, yada. Right. So making food. So now last night, so I've been making food all along. Yesterday, as it turns out, my busy day, I taught a class from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. and then I had class at night, and I come home and I'm like exhausted. And Danny's like, "There's no food for the kids, right?" And so I'm like, oh, so I have to go looking for ways to make food for last night or today. So this morning I wake up and I'm doing my things, and it's time to make the puppy food or the dog food, depending, right? And so I start on this journey of thawing the hamburger, cooking the oatmeal, cooking the rice, cooking the carrots, yada, yada, yada. All right, so you get the idea that I'm on this zone. Martha comes downstairs with Moose, who's Mariah's dog, and she says, Moose didn't sleep very well last night. And I said, I don't think Moose ate before he went to bed because now he won't eat dog food, regular dog food. So now he doesn't want to eat dog food at night. He's had a rough night's sleep. He's shaking and a little anxious. And so I'm like, ugh, right. So trying to separate the dogs. I don't want the puppy to eat the other dog's food because the puppy will eat all day if we let her. Anyway, huge stuff going on. And I thought to myself, and I thought about what I've talked about with you. And that all has to do with simplifying your life, creating rituals that are simple and basic and doable and manageable. And I am at home and I'm going to be late for this now. And we're worried about Moose not having breakfast. And I said, how did I get here? How did we get here? And so I backed it up. And I've talked with you about this, like that new puppy has sparked a great, it's like an antidepressant around the house. So I back it up a little more and I start researching that puppy pandemic. And I put an article in this and I attributed where I got it from so that you can go follow it up on the article if you want. I have the link. I'll put that in the comments. Actually, I'll do that right now. So my thought was, there. So my thought was to you is what has this idea of what has the puppy, if you will, brought out in us that everybody is like, there's a shortage of puppies, in my friend group alone, one went to Florida for a puppy, one went to Ohio for some puppies, one went to Virginia for some puppies, one went to upstate New York for some puppies. We went to Connecticut for that puppy that we got. So there's a shortage of puppies and all shelters are cleared out. There's waiting lists with breeders. There's this craze going on for puppies. And so anyway, this brought me to thinking about when did those micro decisions be made that, and if you asked me after our last dog passed away, I was like, no more dogs. I cannot do this anymore. Like I need a break. And then of course we have the puppy. So what is it in us that wants that puppy? And I know the puppy brings endorphins. I know it's that oxytocin, that love, that refreshing breath of fresh air that comes from the dogs and just like the silliness and whatever. So I'd love to hear what you think about this. And is there anyone in your life who's gone the puppy prescription for getting out of the 2020 rut? Anyway, that's why I was late today, because I had the dog food made, but the dog didn't want it. They ran upstairs. I was not together. I was almost together enough to do the video at home. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get through this and we're going to talk about this. How about you? How are you doing? And it's funny. One of my friends just said to me, oh, we're thinking of getting a puppy. And I'm like, well, do you want a puppy sit for a while? Do you want to foster my puppy for a couple days? And now Martha's home, so it should be a lot easier, we think. And so we'll see. What about you? How's your world going? What do you think about all of this? I'd love to hear. I know that I'm coming on later, and and I'm breaking my consistency rule, but I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.